Do you want to coach and cue less, but get better results with your clients and athletes? I'm going to show you how in this video. Have you ever overwhelmed a client or athlete with giving too many coaching cues? I know for a fact that I have. I clearly remember days where teaching somebody how to squat, it's like, okay, find your heels. No, find your toes. Make sure you can feel your whole foot. Now, soft knees, sit down. That sounds like you? Trust me, I've been there and I've made that mistake. But here's a crazy idea. What if instead of giving 1,000 cues to get somebody to do something right, we just chose better exercises? How awesome would that be? So what I want to talk to you about today is a constraints-led approach to training. Now, before your eyes roll over and you click away from the video, I just call them modifiers. So what I want to share with you today are 3 of my favorite modifiers to help make sure my clients and athletes are moving better without having to coach and cue them incessantly and drive them away from the gym. Now, if you're enjoying the video, take 2 seconds out of your day, like this video and subscribe to the channel so you know each and every week when a new video drops. Now let's dive in and let's talk about 3 of my favorite modifiers. All right, so the first modifier I want to share with you guys today is called a What's That strap. Absolutely love this strap. It's great, especially because a lot of us have this internal asymmetry that's turning us from left to right. Really hard to control. So this strap, without any coaching, any cueing, allows people to get set up in a great position and perform exercise more effectively. So I'll give you 2 options here. The first one is just a What's That strap squat. So I've got the cable over my right shoulder. I'm gonna walk and kind of spin around. So you can see the cable is turning me this way. I have to work to stay back on that left leg, left heel, and then it's gonna allow me to really effortlessly squat and sit into my left hip. So it's an awesome activity for grooving a better squat pattern. All right, the second exercise I wanna demonstrate for you is called a What's That strap split squat. Just like the previous exercise, a lot of times we get turned from left to right. So without any coaching, any cueing, this is gonna allow us to turn back to our left side. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna take this cable, or excuse me, this strap, put it over our right shoulder, walk out away from the stack, give yourself a little bit of breathing room, left leg in front of right, nice and balanced, and then I like to use a weight. It just helps me kind of drop a little bit more effectively into that split squat. So when I'm on my left leg, I load my left hip a little bit better, and when I put that right leg in front, now I gotta really use that right hip to keep myself square and keep from getting buried on my right leg. All right, the second modifier I love to use in my workouts is slant boards. Now you've probably seen slant boards used for squatting and they're absolutely fantastic for that. So I'll just give you a quick demo here. Like if I were to goblet squat without a slant board, not awful, right? But the slant board really allows you to shift your center of gravity back. It allows all these muscles on the back side of your body to relax just a little bit. And it allows you to really just sit down nice and comfortably into that squat. So slant boards, if you want a more effective squat, are an awesome option. But did you know you can also spin them around and help unlock your ankles and also load your glutes and hamstrings more effectively? So check this out. If I take this slant board, flip it around, and now I'm gonna do like a Camperini or a staggered stance deadlift. I'm gonna put my forefoot on the board, I'm gonna soft knees, and I'm gonna push my hips straight back. The natural tendency when you do these types of lifts is to really push your knee back, and you don't necessarily want that. So if I go here, soft knees, I push my hips back, that allows me to keep that knee bend without pushing the knees back. Really loads the glutes and hamstrings. It's an awesome activity to help load the right muscles. Okay, our third and final modifier that we can use is where we place the load. So let's start with something simple like a squat, because most of you are familiar with back squats. So if I take this bar, and I'm gonna use this slant board again just to help me a little bit. Even with a slant board, the second I have a barbell on my back, the back side of my body is compressed, so it's gonna force me to arch just a little bit more when I sit down. So instead of my squat being really upright, I have to sit back a little bit more. So if you want to create a really squatty squat, a very upright squat, that's where you would use an anterior load. So if I go from that back squat to something like a goblet squat, you can see immediately it's much easier for me to stay tall. Or really want to flesh it out, use something like a plate squat. So you're going to be here, up nice and tall, reach out in front, and you can see now I can sit down almost effortlessly into my squat. Okay, a second option we have with regards to load placement is offset loading. Now this is gonna look and feel a lot like our What's That strap that we used earlier. In this case, instead of holding weights in 2 hands, or in say a goblet position, we're just gonna hold the weight in our right hand. So if I'm doing a split squat, I'm gonna take my split squat position, find my heel, back toes, soft knees, I'm gonna drop straight down. And this offset load is gonna turn me back and into my left hip. Now, I can stay in the same hand, and this is gonna help me actually push off my right side, which is where a lot of us tend to get stuck. So it's an awesome option for helping create that right to left turn. All right, so our theme for today was simple. If you wanna coach and cue less, you gotta choose better exercises, and modifiers are a fantastic way to help you do that. Now, if you're struggling with the bench press, or the people that you're working with are struggling with shoulder pain when they bench, make sure before you leave, watch this video. It's gonna give you 12 modifiers you can use to help you bench press pain-free.